Hey guys, sorry. We are 5 days postpartum, and this is not about postpartum. This is about breastfeeding with PCOS. So far, things have not gone well. And my son, Levi, just didn't want... Oh, let me back up. At first, he was latching. When he was first born, he was latching. But while we were in the hospital, one of my nurses, my night nurse, kept pushing for my son to pee because he hadn't peed, I guess, or whatever. And she kept pushing to get him to pee, and by the second night, I was just like really frustrated with her, and I asked her if him not peeing would, stop us from going home, and she didn't answer my question. She just kind of indirectly danced, whatever. She didn't really answer the question, so it was kind of like, well, what the hell? So I felt pressured into caving, and I ended up giving my son a bottle in the hospital just to get her to leave me alone about him peeing. And so he finally peed. She was happy. But after that, he refused to latch onto either side of my breast. He was doing better on my left side than on my right. He would latch better on my left because TMI, but whatever. My nipples are flat, but my left nipple tends to be more extended than my right. And so he could get a latch on that one. But he couldn't with my right side. And while we were there at the hospital, there was they had lactation consultants at the hospital, and they were helpful. They were helpful, but not helpful at the same time, because they have so many. I didn't take advantage of them. That was my bad. I should have taken more advantage of them, and I didn't. And so we come home, and he absolutely refuses to latch. I mean, pitches the biggest fit in the world because he can't latch. And at about 3 days postpartum, my milk came in. And it hurt. And I had a breast pump. I have the Lactation one. This is my breast pump. And we bought the cups that it came with. They weren't doing their job from what we were looking at on videos and stuff. Yeah. And so we went to Bye Bye Baby and bought the bigger cups. And these still weren't doing the job. They still, like, when you're breastfeeding or when you're pumping, your nipple needs to go all the way into here to get the suction. And mine wasn't doing that. Mine would sit like right here. And it wasn't getting the pulling that it needed. So we went to the lactation. I finally caved because I'm one of those people of I hate asking for help. It's a bad habit, but that's just who I am. And I finally caved, and I was like, all right, let me go and let's talk to a lactation consultant. And we went today, and I got a lot of helpful information that I didn't expect. One, I got the right size nipple shields for my breast pump. So, yay! These work great. They fit, and my nipple goes where it's supposed to, and it gets pulled, and I'm able to release my milk, which is lovely because he still has a hard time latching, but I'm using a nipple shield, and we're going to be like syringing milk and trying to encourage him to latch. That's kind of part of the plan. But the information that I was given was that women with PCOS, like myself, we tend to have either low milk supply, delayed milk, or what was the third one? Or we can't breastfeed at all, I believe that was the third one. And I have delayed milk. And so what was going on was I was producing next to nothing for him in the hospital, so he couldn't pee because he wasn't getting anything. And so, but we got it figured out. And she told me that, she asked me, were you on metformin? And I said, yes. And she said, were you on it before you got pregnant? I said, yes. I said, my doctor, he put me on it like straight away as soon as I told him what all my symptoms were and everything like that. He put me on metformin, and she was like, okay, that's the doctor you want to go see again, and tell him to prescribe it to you again, so that, because metformin will actually help with women with PCOS. It will actually help with our milk supply, because again, producing milk is a hormone thing, and when you have PCOS, you don't have the right balance of hormones to let your body know to produce milk or to ovulate, or, our hormones are kind of all over the place. And so that was the best, it was like I was given a key to the city or something with that information. Like, what? Really? This is amazing. And so, not only we have all kinds of funness ahead of us with him and trying to breastfeed. I have flat nipples. I am producing. I am able to get, pump and get my supply. I just pumped about an hour ago, and I got almost a full ounce of milk. And my husband's bringing me to battle. And see, almost a full ounce, which isn't much, but it's better than nothing. It's somewhere. It's a start. And also come to find out that he does not have a lip tie, but Levi has a tongue tie. And also come to find out I have both. So that was interesting to learn. She looked at me and was like, can I see your... She had me pull up my lip, and she's like, oh yeah, you have a lip tie too. That's why you have a gap in your teeth. Oh, okay, that explains it. And I apparently have a tongue tie too. So, yeah. So that was something I learned about myself. But but it was a lot of helpful information, and I feel relieved to know that we're starting somewhere, and I was given answers. And the fact that even with PCOS, I knew to expect problems, with my PCOS. And I just didn't know how much more this would affect my body after pregnancy. And it's going to affect me for the rest of my life. It is what it is. But there are answers, and you can seek them out. And I'm grateful for my husband, because he did everything he could, because I was sitting here crying because my son would not latch, and just feeling frustrated, and he was frustrated, and just all this stuff going through my head, and feeling like a failure of a mom because he wouldn't. But I went and found the help I needed, and my husband was great. And so, yeah, so we have answers. And as, my breastfeeding journey continues, my goal is 6 months of breastfeeding or pumping. And if I go longer, I go longer. And that's kind of where we're standing right now. And he's going to need to wake up soon for a feeding. So I need to go. So I will talk to you guys in my next video. Lots of love, lots of baby dust. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.